Be the spectacular thing. I want him to be right.
You guys are live. And the music has stopped.
And we're here.
We are here.
We're here.
Oh, look who's here.
You gotta take it
You
off.
know, I can't talk with the thing on, right? Good morning, everybody. I asked Joanne if she would wear the Jason mask, and she immediately no. She said no. And I realized on Saturday I went live with this on. I was by myself, and I didn't think it through, so I had this on, and it went live, and I go, oh, I can't see anything. I don't have my glasses, and I can't talk.
Bonnie says, good morning, Jason.
Good morning, psychic. Did you predict this was going to happen? So for those of you that did come in and take advantage on Friday or Saturday, nobody had a Jason mask on, but I got to say, Jeff, Janice, I don't think Jeff watches, so let him know. He was the only one that actually came in wearing a close enough mask that he got the discount. So that was awesome. But I'm telling you guys, we will throw curveballs at you, and so you got to pay attention.
You gotta pay attention. That's right. I had no idea.
Well, we dove right in, but good morning.
Good morning.
This is Joanne.
This is Josh, and welcome to Cut Up and Sew What's Up.
Fantastic. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hope you had a good weekend. And
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the dads out there. We had a nice, relaxing day.
That's important. That's what it should be like.
Turn this down so we can just see. Everybody's on there.
Oh, there's
all right.
a lot of people there. Good morning.
How can you drink your coffee? That's part of the joke. Char, I can't. Not with the mask on.
I was going to say, you'd need a straw.
Yeah. I just didn't think it through the other day. I was like, but it was fun, and we're goofy. And you know what? This just proves we love what we do.
That's true. It's true.
And we absolutely do. So Cut Up and Sew What's Up, in case this is the first time you're ever joining us, is something that we do every single Monday, almost every single Monday at 9 a.m. And we talk about, well, Joanne comes in with quilting discussions, sewing discussions, tips and tricks. I show new fabric. We talk about all the fun things that are happening at both of the Cut Up and Sew locations. So welcome. And as always, you guys are amazing at it. The thumbs up, the hearts, share with a friend so we can make new friends. Hashtag replay. Thank you, Tony. Yeah, if you are not watching this live, it works so great, and everybody's really good at doing this. So thank you. Just in the comments, put hashtag replay. It lets us know that you're watching it after we're later, but also it bumps it back up to the top of the page. Again, the whole goal is reaching new people, reaching our friends, but also trying to make new friends.
Yep.
That's the name of the game.
Just broadening the community.
Absolutely. And we have the best community on the planet.
Do.
And I can say that confidently.
Me too. And I don't have to.
You don't have to. That's right. Okay. I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to switch up. Tony, as always, gave me a nice little cheat sheet, but I'd love to get this out of your face. So it is Halloween in June, or our June
Spooktacular.
Jamboree.
Oh, what happened?
Look at that. We're finishing. It is. It's June's Spooktacular. We finish each other's sentences. See, we've been doing this so long now.
Yeah,
It's fantastic. That wasn't planned. Let me move the skeletons for just a moment.
And the chains.
And the chains. So
It's scary being here these days.
I didn't even bring out the clowns or the werewolves or,
Thank you.
so.
Thank you.
Oh, it's coming. You know that. Rachel Hauer's new line. Quite possibly my favorite Halloween collection ever. It's up there, if not number one. It's incredible. Her color is just so bold, and it's a pretty big line, and we got all of it. So this is here, obviously, in Palm Coast, but if you go to the website, you can absolutely order any of this, and you can choose which store you want to pick it up at, or we'll ship it to you. Do you want to play?
I think what is notable here that you didn't point it out
Yeah.
is some of the cats have the hats on,
Oh, yeah.
like the hats that we have a class for.
The witches and
constantly.
wizards hats.
That's
They
right.
are. They're wearing our witches and wizard hat.
Mhm.
That's great. It's just so clever. And you guys have heard me say this. I'm so big on the drawing, the art,
Mhm.
and Rachel Hauer is clearly a fantastic artist, very stylized. I mean, the cat with the glasses is just so goofy. It's amazing.
I like the broken.
And this
Look
piece here,
at this.
come
I
on.
mean, how have you ever seen anything like this?
it is so bright and bold and funky and weird
and
and
it's looking at you.
weird and
I-
wonderful.
And I understand it follows you.
Yeah, we'll do it like this. Now, not all of them are quite as weird, but the patterns and the combinations that she used are really, really cool.
And the camera's not doing justice on the color.
The camera's not showing how bright it is, unfortunately.
Let's see. If we turn it this way.
Trick or
And then
treat.
tossed.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Now you can see it says trick or treat.
Trick or treat.
Eye of the Newt. When was the last time you heard that? Trick or treat. Skeleton.
Haunted.
Haunted. A few words I can't read.
Ghost.
Boo.
It's so cool. And this one is also one of my favorites. Look at it. Is it now?
Oh, look at
Forgive
her
me.
hands.
Knitting. I was going to say she's doing something with hand work.
The hands and this is very tulip pink with the hands and just really pretty. Or I always think of hands.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Aha. Cats on pumpkins in a cemetery. How Halloween is that?
Look at the spooky tree and the owl, and oh man.
What's really cool is there's a small print of that.
Oh yeah. Oh, this one here.
This one
Coming up
here.
next.
Exact same print, but it's tiny. And they're like little squares.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for those that like the smaller prints.
Yeah, if you like smaller prints and if you like doing squares, this is like little squares here.
These are squares.
And what's cool is she did it, it must have been strategic, is the smaller print. So if you're doing a smaller block, you can still get the entire image
Mhm. Yeah,
if you're fussy cutting it.
pretty cool.
Or
I
even
like
if you're
the-
not.
I like the cat in this one. The cat's really cool. Goodness,
Let's
how much
go.
of this is
Look
there?
at this bat. Oh my God. Now this, I can 100% say is the coolest bat on fabric in existence. Joanne, you should see Joanne's face. She's grimacing. Is that the word, grimacing?
That's a
It
great
could be.
word.
Yes, could be. But I like I guess this is a moon.
You like the moon. The moon in the
man and the
background of the
moon.
giant bat.
Man in the moon. Oh, and an
That's nice.
owl. And more pumpkins and more cats.
The Addams family.
The owl
Linda
definitely
says, "Good
follows
morning."
you.
The owl falls.
Oh, wow.
I like that one.
Does this one glow in the dark?
No.
They don't glow in the dark. I told Tony the only thing that could possibly top it if those eyeballs would glow.
Yes.
But they're so vivid that they almost do glow.
Now here is the difference between Josh and me. Josh would like to see the eyes glow in the dark. I was thinking it would be really cool if those little white stars glowed.
Hey, I agree with you. The white stars would be cool.
Anything glowing.
I don't know how much weight you want to put on that table, by the way.
Okay, I'll move them now.
I'm sitting.
Oh, here's our hands again.
The smaller
Smaller
print, and
print,
it's
smaller
reversed.
print.
It was before it was the white background with the black,
Right.
and now it's
That's pretty cool.
this almost looks like a negative,
Mhm.
which is really cool. I'm gonna save. Well, this is my wife's favorite
And Farron's favorite.
and Farron's favorite.
Really?
No, I'm being very sarcastic. Yes, she is terrified of snakes. So when this came in, she just sent me a screenshot. She said, "Ew."
I
And she
understand.
said, can we send it to Sam?
Can we send this to St. Augustine? That's right.
Bonnie asked if they're all from the same line. Yeah.
Yeah, everything that we're showing you is Rachel Howers, and she calls it Club Hauer Costumes and Cobwebs. Club Hauer is her thing. Costumes and Cobwebs is the name of the collection. Oops, sorry, I'm setting you up for.
So these are pumpkin faces, I guess, and they alternate. Kind of interesting how they do that in the little diamonds.
How cool would that be for a border?
Yeah.
Binding would be cool. Yeah.
You have to be really careful.
And last but
Binding.
certainly not least,
What do you got?
some more of our kitty cats, but just in an all-over print.
Yeah, and these are the cats that are up on the panel, I think, for the most part.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's very cool, right?
She does great color.
What do you guys think? I mean, as far as Halloween, now, I pride myself. We are proud, and we claim to have the largest Halloween collection in North Florida between the two stores. I think it's probably in all of Florida. We have a lot of Halloween. Primarily, that's because you guys know me in Halloween. But honestly, not a lot of shops offer Halloween like we do. And let's be real, people love Halloween.
So what you're saying is we are the Halloween superstore.
Absolutely.
For fabric.
Title. I love it. That's perfect for promotion. Remember that. We'll have to watch it back. Halloween Superstore. I don't know how you said it, but yeah. So we have, but what I love is I know that is not everybody's flavor. Like Joanne, not everybody loves the weird eyeballs. And maybe they think that's cool, but what am I going to do with it? Well, that's why we really try to we have like some vintage Halloween, and we just have some cute Halloween for the kiddos. We have steampunk. We really try to get the whole.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Assortment.
variety out there in the.
Yeah, because I get it. Not everybody has the same flavor as me.
Mhm.
And I say this all the time. I don't get it. But
Mhm.
to be fair, we try to make sure that we hit everybody's taste. So
Teresa asked a question.
Teresa asked a question. Good morning. Do you have different Halloween fabrics and say absolutely? In fact, that's something that we've been strategically doing is not carrying the same collections in both stores.
And if you want to see the rest of what is in either store, once again, check the website because there's a lot here.
There is. And I'll be honest with you, the website is getting better. But since we took over Bees, which is now Cut Up and Sew in St. Augustine, we basically combined all of the inventory. And there's still a lot of images or a lot of products that don't have images. It's still a work in progress because there's so much. So if you know the name of something, you can absolutely find it. If you're just going to go on the website and kind of peruse, it may be a little bit tricky. But we're getting there. We're getting better. I promise by 2026, it will be much, much better. It's just, it's a long process.
Yeah, it's a goal.
It is a goal. Absolutely. And it's going to happen. So, but Teresa, literally there may be one or two. I don't even know if we have that anymore. And there might be one or two Tulas or something that maybe Brenda had before we took over the shop. Maybe. But for the most part, we're really trying to keep it separate. So for example, grunge, we don't carry grunge in Palm Coast. We do in St. Augustine. Now, to be fair, and I'm just going to mention this, we've got a lot of grunge that is coming in. I know we blew out, but we were trying to get rid of the old stuff so we can bring it in. But grunge has been requested, and it is just like Tilda. It's coming. Yeah, for sure.
Did the rest of the Tilda come in? Do you know?
The new Tilda line did come in.
It's very pretty in case you're into Tilda. I like it.
Some people like Tula, some people like Tilda.
Mhm.
I like Rachel Hauer. I like all of it, to be honest with you. Okay, Joanne, I'm going to let you do your little part
Oh, okay.
because we're going to end up trying to move the camera and I'm going to show you guys some stuff. So I think it'd be easier.
Okay.
I'm going to let you do your thing.
Okay. Well, as you know, most of the time what I end up doing is bringing you something that is actually in progress in my sewing room. And this week it was Sunday night, and all I could think of was I have nothing for tomorrow morning. Nothing. No ideas. Zero. So I'm really struggling. I go on the internet. I'm browsing through trying to find some idea, and there was no ideas coming. About 4 o'clock this morning, 4:30, I woke up and I started thinking about improvisational quilting. And I thought, oh, that would be cool. That'd be really fun. I'll do that. So I get up a little while later and I go in my sewing room and I'm working on some improvisational quilting. And it is not coming out quite as fun in reality as it was in my brain. I just thought, oh no, there's nothing. There really is nothing. I'm going to call Josh and just tell him I'm sick. I'm not even going to call him. I'm just going to text him. I'm going to say I'm sick and I'm not coming in. I won't be there. And so anyway, then I started thinking about this video I had seen done by Karen K. Brown of Just Get It Done Quilts. And she talks about getting your sojo back. And if you want to know what your sojo is, that's the enthusiasm that you have for the craft and the joy that you get from just being in your sewing room and working on something, and just the peace that it brings you when you're not with everyone else, but you're in your space. And I'd lost it. I knew that was gone. So I looked at her video again and started looking at it and thinking about it again. And I realized that what she was talking about was hitting all of the boxes that I was experiencing. Wait just 1 second so I don't forget
It's like she looked like she was going to go get something. I was like, she didn't bring anything. By the way, I see you. Hello from Hinesville and from Omaha.
Oh, wow. From lots of places.
And yes, St. Aug does have the new tilde.
Oh, good. Good. Is that from Farron?
Nope. PG Howe.
Okay. So anyway, when you lose that feeling, you need to figure out kind of what you need to identify what's causing it. So as I'm watching her video again, she's talking about one of the primary reasons why we kind of fall into this place is rest. And I don't know about you, but I love to, in the evening before I go to bed, I'll go in my sewing room and I will set everything up for the next day. And sometimes I'm in there until, 11 o'clock, just getting everything ready. So I know the next day I'm all ready to start and it's all together. And then I get up, I'm an early riser. I'm up at 6 o'clock. And so I'll be in my sewing room at 6 o'clock. And so my day is kind of encompassed in sewing. And by the end of the day, I'm just kind of brain dead. And so one of the things that you can do if you're kind of in that place where you're just exhausted, rest and take a nap, go for a walk, do something that exactly turn your brain off. That's a great way of putting it. And just separate yourself from it for a while and see how that works. And I don't mean, just take a nap or something brief, but make sure you're getting enough sleep at night. Go to bed on time, get up at a reasonable hour. Make sure you're getting the amount of sleep you need at a night, not just snippets.
Yeah.
The next thing that is a big cause for that burnout feeling is chaos. And if you go in your sewing room and there is not a flat surface that is empty, then you're in the midst of chaos. And we are getting ready to go away on vacation. I have several quilts that need to be done for clients. I have projects I need to finish before I leave. I have things I want to get together so that I can take them with me. There is chaos in my sewing room. And so if you're kind of in that point, you want to take a bit of time to kind of tidy up. And I'm not talking about a big declutter thing. I'm talking about just kind of putting things away, cleaning off the surfaces. If there's trash around and stuff like that, get rid of all that. Just kind of clean it up so that you're working in a clean surface. It's very difficult to be creative when you've got all of this stuff all over the place. And I know that this morning when I walked back in, I was getting ready to leave. I walked in, and not only was it chaotic to begin with, but I pulled out all of my solid fabrics to work on this improvisational project, and it was horrible. So take care of the tidy up,
The clutter.
and take care of the clutter. Exactly. And you can alternate that. You can say, okay, for 15-20 minutes I'm going to work on tidying up. For half an hour after that I'm going to rest. Maybe I'm going to watch TV, maybe get something to eat. Just kind of go easy on yourself. Take care of yourself.
Something I want to just chime in, and I wrote it down so I don't forget, but chaos is everywhere. The world right now is chaotic.
That's right.
Sewing is supposed to be our a safe place. I even wrote that, safe place. Safe space is what I put.
Space.
But it's your happy place, don't forget that. So if you have control over certain things, so it's really good mentally, physically, whatever, to take control of the things you can actually
I love
control
that
of.
analogy, because you're right. There is so much out there that we have no control over.
And we're control freaks. I mean,
whether you claim to be one or not, you are.
You are to some extent. And so take control over the little things. You know what I mean? It's important. So it's comforting. That's all I wrote.
That's a really good thing. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Sometimes you just get, if you're a more advanced quilter and you do a lot of very complex things and you're really thinking things through, sometimes you just get burned out with doing the hard stuff. And sometimes you just need an easy project. I know that I have boxes with applique things that are just hand stitching. Doesn't take any thought. All I do is sit there and hand stitch. And so, have things that you can resort to that are easy and kind of relax your brain a little bit. Quilting also tends to be a little solitary. And I know that, when we talk about it here, this shop provides a community where people can come and be with other people. But a lot of times those people that come and take classes or whatever, they're still very solitary in their home and maybe have a small space where they close the door and that shut out the world and they sew, but it still ends up being solitary. So make sure you're still doing things that help you to engage with other people, because that in itself is inspiring and it gives you an opportunity to rest and relax. You can go to a quilt show or an art gallery or take a walk on the beach or, anything that kind of energizes you and helps you to engage in a more creative spot.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Sometimes the problem has nothing to do with quilting at all. Sometimes it's those things that weigh on us from outside. Exactly.
Life. Yeah.
Life just kind of weighing down you. Things that need to be done. Like when it's tax season, you have to do your taxes, and
hire somebody to do that.
Yeah, it's a good idea. But just all those things that have to be done, and maybe you've been putting them aside. I'm great at going in the sewing room, closing the door, and ignoring all those things instead of paying attention to them. And they start to weigh on me. And, sometimes you just need to stop and take care of those things.
Yeah, you can kind of hide for a little bit. And it's good to take a break from it. Go to your happy place. But then make sure you take care of the stuff that's weighing on you. Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't just go away.
No, it just gets worse.
I've tried. It just doesn't.
Me too. It might, ignoring
magically.
Ignoring it is my superpower. So make sure you're kind of taking care of those things outside of the sewing room that need to be dealt with.
Linda says, I have fresh flowers and I will light a scented candle in my sewing room.
Oh my goodness.
The ambiance. That's wonderful.
That sounds wonderful.
Just
I must admit, I think when I look at that, I think of the flowers are going to fall over and the water's going to spill all over the place and the candle's going to burn the place down.
Oh, God.
There's a diffuser. You can use a diffuser.
No.
I do have a diffuser. That's true.
The glass is half full. She's going to be just fine. The flowers smell lovely.
That's right.
Linda, you do you.
That's right.
So we all have to do that.
That's awesome.
So some of the things that you can do is you can kind of look at your to-do list. So like as I said, we're getting ready to go away on a vacation. We're leaving in 2 weeks. There's lots to be done between now and then. So sometimes I need to think about what things are are valuable. What things do I really need to do? What can be set aside for when I come back? What things can I delegate to somebody else? What things are important to make sure I get done? And I make a list of those things. And, just kind of enlisting some social support, some friends, and being here at the shop or wherever your friends are gathering.
And we'll extend a personal invite. If you are at home, you're alone, you live by yourself, and you just feel like, I don't know who to hang out with, I don't have that network, that's what we're here for.
That's right.
You don't have to come in and buy stuff every time you come and visit.
Mm-hmm.
Come in anytime you want and stop in. Obviously, there's classes. We'd love for you to sew with people and meet new friends, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with just stopping in to say hello.
Mm-hmm.
There's killer ice cream, good coffee, lunch across the parking lot.
That's right.
So just stop in.
That's right. Lots of things that
people say it on a weekly basis to me that, hey, I'm sorry I'm not buying anything today. And I'm like, why? You're here all the time. Like, you support us.
Mm-hmm.
Just you being here is support.
Right.
Sometimes when we're here and it's a slow day, we're like, man, nobody has come in today.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, oh, what's going on? Is everybody okay? So sometimes just stopping in, reaching out, it helps.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. And, I don't know about you, but I find just looking at the fabric very invigorating. I just like.
Some people don't have self-control.
That's true. That's true. You do have to.
And so I know why you don't go around and touch the fabric and look at it, because you're like, I can't buy anything right now. So
right.
I get that it's tough, but
sometimes. So anyway, some other things you can do is set some boundaries for yourself so that you're not taking on too much, and just engage in whatever your stress reducing activities are. And the last thing is just your own mental health. Sometimes you're in a place that, for whatever reason, life has just weighed down on you. It's, maybe you're depressed, maybe you've been sick, maybe somebody in your family that you're close to has been sick. Things like that just really can overwhelm you, and just give yourself a break from that. And, if you need to talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to and work those things out so that they don't continue to get worse. But anyway, that's it.
have fun.
Have fun.
This is supposed to be fun.
So for me, I know that I need to go home and clean up my sewing room. And I need to get some rest because, like I said, I was awake at 4:00 thinking about this. So I need to
naps on the schedule.
That's right. So I know what I need to do to kind of work myself back to where I need to be. And I hope you have gotten some ideas in case that's where you are too.
Yep. So the only thing that I'll add, and we're repeating it, is turning your brain off is so important. Mm-hmm. Like, I give myself a day during the week where I am usually, Shan is here, Casper, my son, is at school or wherever he's at. And so I'm actually by myself. Mm-hmm. That's my one little moment to kind of, do my things. And then Sunday is 100% family day. So I learned this a long time ago. You will burn out so quickly if you don't learn to turn your brain off.
Exactly. If you don't,
you have to.
That just kind of falls under self-care and keeping your life in balance. Knowing that you need time for yourself, you need time for your family, you need time for, you can't be 100%.
Yeah. And it's very hard for me to turn my brain off, especially at night. And I know this is very bad for you, but like watching your phone or watching TV or something right before you go to bed is not good. But what I have to do is I have to watch the most guilty pleasure, mindless TV show, something that's just absolutely unnecessary to take me out of my head.
Exactly. That's so funny that you'd say that, because I know that you're not supposed to watch anything, that you should shut off your phone. You should shut off all that stuff. But
it's hard. But
it is hard. And by watching that simple, mindless program, whatever it is, it allows you to do that. It gives you something else to think about, and I'll fall asleep right away.
Yeah, I love watching scary movies. I know, everybody don't do this, because if you're prone to having nightmares, not a great idea. It doesn't bother me, but something that is going to keep my attention. Mm-hmm. And I'm on the total opposite, because I'll watch either the scariest, bloodiest movie in the world, or like Love on the Spectrum, which is my absolute favorite show on the planet. Uh-huh. If you haven't watched it, I highly. You want to feel good about the world, watch
Uh-huh.
that show.
Watch that show. My husband.
Brought to you by Netflix, our sponsor.
My husband, one of our daughters, and my youngest son are very into scary movies, and I'm like, and they'll watch anything. And I can remember walking through the living room one day when they were all sitting there watching something, and I just thought, oh, I do not want this visual in my brain. I need to leave.
Right. Well, so exactly. So whatever it is that you like, it's
Mhm.
important. I'm glad you talked about this, especially right now, because you can feel it
Mhm.
in in the world. It's
Mhm.
there's it's crazy.
It is a crazy world. It is a crazy world, and you can't do anything about it.
No. So come and hang out with us.
That's right.
We're crazy, but in a different way, in a very positive way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Awesome. Fantastic. I think I saw a few people just kind of sharing. I didn't see any questions though. Did I miss anything? Okay. Fantastic. Well, I love that. And again, we go back and watch this and or look at the comments. So if you're watching this and it's not live, if you have something to comment, to share, feel free to put it in the comments. We do see those things and we love it. Your input is so important.
Mhm.
So if you have suggestions, bring them, send them to us.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So fantastic. All right. I'm going to try to do this kind of lightning fast because on Saturday, I know I spent a lot of time doing it, but just some quick reminders. Ramble is our block of the month. $25 deposit. It's only $44.99 a month, and it starts January 2026. This is a really cool, fun, modern, skill building
Mhm.
project, quilt, that we would love for you to participate with. 85 by 88, so it's a good size, and there's over 18 yards of fabric that's included.
And so you pick up a bundle a month. Yeah.
Yes. And the nice thing, and people always ask, what about education? Well, the designer, Sarah Fawnan, I think Barbara's told me how to say it, Fawnan, I'm trying to picture her. Anyway, Fawnan hosts a sew along. So it's on her website. What's nice about that is she's the designer, so she's going to give the best education, but also I think you can go at your own speed.
Mhm.
So that's really nice. And of course, we're here for you. And this is a skill builder. It's a lot of fun. And I know that's kind of hard to see here. We cannot wait till we get our samples so we can make this thing and show you guys. But we're excited about it. So make sure if you go to cutupandsew.com, just put Ramble in the search bar and you will find it. Or come in and see us at either location and sign up. We're excited about that. 25 days of so much fun. I don't know if this is on camera or not. Just a reminder, it is sold out. Sad/happy face because we're glad it's sold out because that means everybody took advantage. But put yourself on the wait list if you feel like you really missed out because life happens and something might open up. It does very, very often, actually. Going down my cheat sheet here so I don't miss anything. We are closed on the 4th of July. We're
Congratulations.
open. Thank you. We are open on July 5th, though, which is a Saturday. So we're just closed for that one Friday. I'm sorry that's on your day.
I'm out of town.
Oh, you're gone anyway. Yeah, me too. So don't be sorry for me.
Yep, we'll be, vacationing, fighting burnout.
Absolutely. Turning our brains off.
That's right.
We're going to come back so healthy and happy.
Can't wait for it.
But the rest of you are going to be just pulling your hair out. What's wrong, everybody?
Yeah, we're fine.
So we are closed on the 4th of July. Let's see here. Oh, you have it on there twice. Okay. Our fall lineup, I'll just say this. We have a lot of things happening in the fall and they're big events. That's why we're talking about them so early because we don't want you to miss out. These are special guests, special events, limited spots. And so I'm just going to kind of go rapid fire. The Five Little Monkeys crew, Angie and DJ are coming down and they're doing and this is on a Sunday, right? So on September the 13th, the doors open at noon. It's from basically noon to 3. They're going to be doing what's the brand? Quilter Select.
Oh, yay.
Quilter Select, trunk show, demonstration, Q&A. I've said the word prolific with them, but Angie is prolific. She's made a lot of videos, content, samples. She travels. They're awesome. Their energy is awesome. This is going to be great. So you get to come in on Sunday, which we're only opening up the store for that. So it's a a special event. It's a VIP.
Will they be able to buy stuff?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not crazy. I'm not a crazy person.
Okay.
Yes, at discounts.
At discounts. Okay.
So absolutely. We're opening the store up for this event and for you only. And then the next day they're staying Monday the 14th. They're doing a dynamic Dresden's class, which is really cool. And there's a ruler and a pattern and some tools and stuff. So again, all this stuff is on the website, cutupandsew.com, but we're really excited to have Angie and DJ in town. 5 Little Monkeys up in North Carolina, coming to Palm Coast. It's exciting. Then we've got Nina Klapfelter's coming back. You guys know all about Nina because we talk about her all the time. We love her. And their new classes. So I'm just going to rapid fire. There's the thread lecture on October the 22nd. That's in the evening.
Which is absolutely great. If you, she talks all about thread. You will learn so much, and you will feel really accomplished when you choose the thread for your.
You do. It's incredible. It's fantastic. And bring whatever junk thread that you have that I don't want to call it junk thread. The thread that you put in a junk drawer because you're like, I don't know what to do with it. Bring that and she'll tell you what to do with it. Then the next day she's doing a starburst paper piecing workshop. Is this a beginner? I meant to ask on. Okay. So it's a beginner paper piecing workshop. Nina's never done that, which is fantastic. That's a Thursday, the 23rd. Friday, the 24th, a quilted coat workshop, which we've had people ask for the quilted coats. Here you go. And then on Saturday, the 25th, beginner ruler work workshop. These are all day hands-on workshops. If you want to take all of them, there is a way for you to sign up for all 4 sessions and you get a special price. Save some money.
Yeah.
So Nina in October. Nina's in October. It always does fill up. Absolutely. So sign up. I have a feeling all of these will fill up. So that's why we're talking about them now.
Yeah, and she's so much fun.
Yeah, we got to get Nina to dress up though. That's October. We got to have some we got to have some Halloween flair in there.
Maybe the coat will be Halloween.
Ooh. Okay, and then in November, which is the month after October, I should have figured that out. Hoops and Holly embroidery event. So Beach Potato Embroidery, they're going to be our new friends because we've never had them here, which is really cool. This is where I did this by myself, so it was confusing to say out loud. What you should 100% do is go to the website and look at the calendar because it'll make way more sense. But essentially on Thursday, the 13th, wait, let me see if I do this in order. Yeah, Thursday at 5 p.m. in Palm Coast, there is a pop-up trunk show / Hoop and Holly pop-up. It's a pop-up shop. But they have a ton of product, vinyl and kits, and it's all centered around embroidery in the hoop. So it's really, really cool. And so the best way to see all of it in one place is for them just to bring it and set it up kind of like it's a mini quilt show. So that's really exciting. And that is Thursday, November the 13th at 5 p.m. The next day in Palm Coast on the 14th, they're having the Zip Zip Hooray Zipper Bag Workshop. Say that 3 times fast. I know. But essentially what I want to tell you about, this is an in the hoop project. You must have an 8x12 hoop or larger for that class. Okay. So that's a larger hoop. So, and I said this before, if you're just dying to take that class and you're not ready to trade in your machine and upgrade, just give me a call. You never know what we can do. We can figure something out. I don't want anybody to miss out, but a lot of people have an 8x12 hoop or larger. And if you're getting into embroidery, you should probably get one. So maybe now's the time, especially with all the sales we got going on. Then switching to St. Augustine, Saturday, November the 15th, same thing. They're going to do it in St. Augustine, the pop-up trunk show pop-up shop. I don't know how to say that. There's got to be they're going to be there with all their fun stuff, and they're going to let you touch it and feel it and ask questions about it.
Now, I have to ask, I've never heard of them before.
Cool.
And so what is special about them? What made you decide to bring them into the shop?
The variety and their designs and stuff were just kind of unique. They were very approachable, very friendly, very nice, very welcoming. Because it was at the quilt show that we met them. And Farron, I think, was the first person that saw them and said, you've got to go check out the. And then immediately I saw all their vinyl and stuff. So I started inquiring about that and trying to wholesale. But then what's all this fun? You know, and it was just kind of, whoa, this is a lot of, it was just cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just drawn to it.
Okay.
And I think everybody else was. Tony was, and Farron loved it. So,
Yeah, they
and
have digitized designs and everything.
Okay.
digitized designs.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of people are familiar with Kimber Bell, and that's a
Right.
big one. We did it for a year, and then we kind of got burnt out. And Kimber Bell's very expensive. I'll be honest with you. It's great for beginners. And I'm speaking my personal opinion. It's very repetitive.
Mhm.
So I was like, people still want in the hoop projects. Well, here you go.
Here you go.
And it's different. It's not Kimber Bell or Anita. It's just new, and it's great. This class in St. Augustine, though, so Saturday, November the 15th, they have the pop-up shop trunk show, but then there's a class right afterwards, and it's the Christmas ornament embroidery workshop. And I know people have already signed up for this, so just FYI, this will probably be the first one to sell out or to fill up. This you can bring, you can do a 5x7 hoop or larger. So that's almost all the machines.
So now you bring your embroidery machine to this so that
For this, you absolutely do.
Okay.
Hey, you're doing a project, and you should do it on your machine so you
Mhm.
can learn the techniques and all
Mhm.
that sort of stuff.
So I'm assuming you should know how to use your machine.
Yes, you should.
I might need to take a class.
You probably, I mean, the nice thing about in the hoop embroidery, if you have an educator there, you're
Mhm.
just following the steps. So technically, as long as you know how to thread your machine, let me back up, turn it on, thread it, somewhat navigate, at least change,
Mhm.
navigate through designs, you'll be fine, because it is you just follow the instructions.
Okay.
You're not on your own. So I know that was a mouthful. I struggled with it on Saturday trying to figure out because of the order and everything. But basically, we've got 2 days of beach potato embroidery in the hoop projects and pop-up shops with a lot of cool new stuff for the embroidery
So
people.
it looks like fun.
It is going to be fun. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to show you guys some machines here in just one sec, but staff pick of the week. Normally we actually showcase a certain foot. This week, any foot, any brand that we sell, obviously Janome, Bernina, Baby Lock, 20% off.
Okay.
The whole week. And don't forget that we still have that monthly accessory, which is the BSR, the Bernina stitch regulator, or the Janome accurate stitch regulator are on sale. And that's a big one. If you have a machine that can use that stitch regulator and you don't have it, buy it now, because they ain't cheap.
Mhm.
Yep. Halloween fabric is still obviously 20% off. So all that stuff we showed you earlier, 20% off. Also patterns, designs, and everything that I'm saying as far as sales and everything goes, that's both stores. I shouldn't have to say that, but just we've got new friends, hopefully. So Fat Quarter Fridays are on. We talked about just doing it every once in a while, but we decided for now, every Friday, $3 a fat quarter, because as you guys know, prices have gone up. Fat quarters are $4
That's right.
in
Isn't
the
that
industry.
amazing?
It's crazy, right? It didn't used to be like that. So we figured we can't do it every day, but so Fat Quarter Fridays, both shops, $3 for all of the already pre-cut fat quarters.
Okay.
This is the machines I'm going to show you. We already did that. Facebook. We have 2 pages. If you haven't noticed, the Cut Up and Sew page is the Palm Coast store. Even though it has our Cut Up and Sew logo and it's us, it's Cut Up and Sew, it still says Bees Quilt Shop and Studio, I think. The Facebook world doesn't allow us to change that. So we don't really have an option. So that St. Augustine Cut Up and Sew or the Bees Quilt Shop Facebook page is going to disappear. And it's going to just basically, we're going to try to just anything that we can steal from it from the past, we'll put on just one Cut Up and Sew page, and it'll be for both locations.
Oh,
I think it'll
like
make it so much easier for everybody. It'll be less confusing because we still have people who maybe are just visiting. They get confused when they see Bees and Cut Up and Sew. What's happening? So we're trying to really streamline everything and make it so much easier for you guys.
I think having them both together is good too. You can kind of see what the shop that you don't normally go to is doing.
Absolutely. Well, and truthfully, it's all us. We're one big family.
Mhm.
So it's the same stuff at both stores, maybe some different fabric and some products and some, but as
Mhm.
far as the sales and the specials and the vibe and the everything, it's all cut up and sew. It's all the same. So we feel like this is the right move.
Sounds good.
When that's going to happen, I don't know, but very soon,
I would say in the next 90 days.
next 90 days. Shoot, I was going to say in the next month, but
Yeah, we can do that. I'm all for
we're
it.
ready. We're trying to get the word out. So if you see a bazillion posts on the Bees page, if that's the one that you follow, that you're on, make sure you go over to the Cut Up and Sew Palm Coast, I think is how you'll have to search it. Palm Coast, Cut Up and Sew. Actually, it's the only Cut Up and
Yeah,
Sew.
cut up and sew, it'll show.
So just go to the Cut Up and Sew Facebook page and follow that one. So you're not left out in the dark.
Yeah, you want to know what's going on.
Yeah, you do. All right.
You want for it.
Oh, I even wrote it down. On July 19th, we're backing up. We were talking about fall. On July 19th, this is really exciting, actually. We are going to have a Bernina University watch party. So Bernina University is something that happens every year, but it's only for dealers. And we go and learn about all the new machines, the new accessories, the new sales, the new techniques, blah, 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 blah. And it's super exciting. And what happens we do this for Baby Lock too, and then Janome soon. Everybody is at home going, well, what's new? What? And those people that do have our cell phones are going to start texting us, what's going on? And we try to go live. You still don't get the whole, what's really going on, And so what better way to do it than just to have everybody come to St. Augustine on July the 19th. We're going to sit down. Bernina's actually having a live event where they're going to unveil a lot of the information to the public, but then we're there to show some demos and answer questions. And if possible, I don't know how soon, if there's a new machine or not, we will have it. But if we do, you can actually touch it.
Sounds like fun.
And truthfully, this is my first BU, so I don't know what to expect. Like I've sold Bernina's, but I never got to go to the BU.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Well, how about that?
But I'm really excited about the July 19th in St. Augustine watch party, because that means what a perfect way for us to just unveil. And we kind of did this with Baby Lock, actually. And it worked so well with the tea party.
Mm-hmm.
So same concept. If you went to the Baby Lock and you loved it, we're not doing a tea party, just FYI. We set the bar pretty high with that one, but that's a lot of work. So, but I'm excited for that. It's in St. Augustine. Did I miss anything on that? Awesome. Sign up. So it's free, right?
Yeah, it's free.
Okay, it's a free event, but you do have to register because of space. Now we will line the chairs up, move the tables out. We'll get cozy because it's not a hands-on thing. It's a party. We're going to be listening, and it'll be very. It's just going to be awesome. And so, if we need to cram more chairs in there because it's a smaller classroom, absolutely we will. But we need to know who's coming, so please register.
Yeah.
For this one especially, don't just show up, please. And you know who you are. The problem is the people that I'm talking to are on Facebook. So you know who your friends are.
That's
So
right.
tell your friends, hey, look, just this one time,
That's
register. I'll do
Yeah.
it for you. In
Conform.
fact, do it for conform. There you go. All right. So there's a handful of machine specials and cabinet specials, and we've been going for a pretty good amount of time, but I do want to show you a few things before we jump off. I don't know how well this is going to work. You're going to see the other side of the studio. So if the camera work gets a little shaky for a moment, bear with us. If I turn the mic this way, it'll help. Can you guys see? I think you're good. Look at that.
Let's chop your head off.
That's all right if my head's chopped off. I can sit down. Now you don't see me at all. Here's
That's
what I'll do. So the first thing I'm going to show
yeah.
you, can you see it? Yeah, so this is the Aero chair. This is the chair that every time anybody comes into the shop, they see him for the first time, they go, that is the cutest chair I've ever seen in my life. And you're absolutely right. But that's literally just a bonus. So for those of you, and a lot of you have these chairs, you know what I'm talking about. It is the best sewing chair on the market, and I've sold all of them. And the main reason why is because it's not a lounge chair. It forces you to have good posture. When you're sewing, you're not supposed to be in your office chair rocking and chilling. You're supposed to be sitting upright, 90-degree angle with a good posture. So This chair is very cute, but it's actually very good for your health and for your sewing room. But right now there is something called the All-American Chair Challenge, the Great All-American Chair Challenge, and they've done it for years. But right now, when you come into the store, we've got to print this thing out. You have to go to one of the Aero chairs, when you go into one of the stores, because this is both locations. The Great American Chair Challenge is very simple. You come over to the chair, you sit down in the chair, you have to use the hydraulics, because guess what? We're all a different height. You have to use the hydraulic up and down. You have to do a full spin. Ooh, I'm tight. And then you have to stand up and open the junk drawer where you're going to inevitably stash all your chocolate and goodies and the things you don't want anybody else to.
That aspect of that chair. That's the best thing.
It is. Once you do that, we will have a little poster with a QR code, and you can sign up and enter to win a free cabinet, because Arrow's giving away. Which cabinet? I want to say it's a Kangaroo and Joey, but I may be wrong. Sure it's a free cabinet. Who cares which one it is, right?
$2,500.
So it's, it is a top of the line cabinet, and that is how you get to enter to win. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And these come, it's all the exact same chair. It's just different colors, different fabric. Yep. Look at all these pretty Janome machines. Can you guys see that all right?
Colors.
They are the best colors. So right now, let's see, Janome is having, I can't remember what their actual sale is, but essentially we've been talking about entry-level machines, travel machines, that second machine that everybody needs. I'm going to talk about an entry-level machine first. This is really pretty. This is really cute. This is a toy.
We cannot order those.
We cannot order this. I have it sitting here because of our gorgeous purple fabric curtains, and it just matches so well. So this is a great machine. And it's technically a Janome. It's a new home. It's a way better machine. I shouldn't call it a toy, technically. But what happens is people buy a machine at Walmart, what was Joann's, Amazon, for their kids, thinking, oh, this is so cute. They're going to love it. They're her first sewing machine, his first sewing machine. You're setting them up for failure because there's not metal on the inside. They're going to start sewing and they're going to go, this doesn't work. This is frustrating. Sewing sucks. Don't do that to them. At least come into Cut Up and Sew, obviously, but any local quilt shop and talk to them about an entry-level machine. What machine would be good for a kid that's starting off? Or not even just a kid, anybody starting off. Because the step from this to this, money-wise, there's not a huge jump. But durability, quality, it's massive. So the Travel Mate series, we're actually missing one, is perfect for almost everybody. Because whether you need a travel machine or you're a beginner sewer, they've got the mechanical machine, the TM16. Then you jump into the computerized sewing machine, the Travel Mate 30. This is the #1 seller by a landslide, by the way.
Lift it up.
Yeah, this is the #1 seller for a couple reasons. A, it's very lightweight. I am not that strong, and you see I'm just holding this thing up, but it's very lightweight, and it has pretty much everything you would ever need in a classroom. We get spoiled with the certain buttons. I know the presser foot up and down, the automatic lifter, the scissors.
That's the needle up and down.
This has a needle up and down, but yeah, the presser foot lifter. So that's great for your big fancy machine that's at home. Do you really need that in a classroom? No, you don't. I know, I get it. But those machines that have those tend to start being a little bit more expensive, but also bigger, heavier. So this is an amazing machine. It's made really, really well. Sew's fantastic. If you do want some of the extra bells and whistles, you can always step into there's a TM50, which we're sold out of, but it's a step right below this, the TM200. And the number is basically the amount of stitches. So just keep that in mind. For a classroom, what are the stitches that you're usually using?
Straight stitch.
Maybe a zigzag and a straight stitch, 1/4 inch, you know. So these have everything plus more. The nice thing about this one, and this one's actually got some weight to it. This is good. It's going to be a stronger motor, I can tell, obviously, just by the weight. You're going to have some more of the features. You get your scissors, so you get your automatic cutter, but it also comes with an extension table, a knee lift. No leaf.
Hard shell.
What is it?
Hard.
Oh, it comes with the hard cover.
It
Yeah, the
comes
hard
with
shell
the
cover.
quilter's feet.
Nice.
And it comes with that's right, there it is.
And the 50 does too.
The 50, which is not here, pretend there's like a navy blue one right here, and this one also come with a box full of your quilter's feet, walking foot, free motion foot, 1/4 inch foot, guide foot. So we talk about them all the time, but I don't think I've ever shown them kind of together. So that's what we were trying to do. So hopefully that visually they could see that.
It's the color though.
I know. I'm trying to look on the computer. So if you have any questions on any of these, come in and see them. I know that there's a lot of options. You just pan quickly. And what happens is people come over here and they go, I don't know where to start. I just don't. So we actually created these little sheets that say, why pick me? And the nice thing is it has a check mark that says, I'm good for beginners. I'm good for embroidery. I'm good for garment sewing, traveling. So we've tried to really make it easy for you guys.
What a great idea.
Not bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think all of these are on sale right now. I'm not going to get into it and we got to wrap this up, but I just wanted to show you guys. So hopefully that worked out.
I think it did.
We're going to go back
Yeah,
over
you
this
walk
way.
back this way.
Burp, burp, burp. Oh yeah, you can see it. Cool. Weren't sure if that was going to work. Yeah, Wendy, a junk drawer for sure, right?
I don't know if it's big enough for a junk drawer.
Definitely for junk.
After you've decluttered.
That's right. When you've thrown
would
away
be
all your trash,
perfect.
it'll be good.
I had those chairs for many, many years. I've never put anything inside the chair. That's funny.
Never too late to start.
I can't remember where I set my coffee down. To be fair, that's a good point, Barbara. I'm very similar. I lose my phone 4 times a day. So, all right. That was a lot of information. What Joanne was talking about is so important. So just keep all that in mind. And again, go back and rewatch this. It's so important. If you're not going to remind yourself of these things, to listen to people like Joanne, and who was it that you said?
Karen K. Brown.
Yeah,
Let's
I
Get It
mean,
Done quotes.
yeah, there's content and information out there. We're all on this big old rock together.
Mhm.
So it's important to surround yourself with positive people. And if you don't have that in your life, come and hang out with us because we're annoyingly optimistic.
Yes, it can be exhausting sometimes.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's perfect for a way to sign off. You guys have an amazing day. Sign up for all that stuff. Come get some new Rachel Hauer Halloween fabric at 20% off. Always live to create.
And if you're not feeling creative, go take a walk.
I love that. Bye, guys.
Bye.